I've got some great news. The ship is actually finished. So 24 hours after this video is posted, I will post the video of the completed ship. I'm purposely hiding that from you at this point. There's a couple things I want to mention. The ship comes with some scaffolding that goes all the way around the back. I may build that at some point, but at this time I'm not going to build that. This coffin placard I'm not going to put together in this video series, but it does come with the ship. Some things that I would do differently. I wish I would have kept a ledger or a log of things that I would do in a different order. And I think on my next ship build I'll do that. Speaking of my next ship build, at the end of this video I will be showing a special video that will announce the next ship build. So stay tuned for that. It's at the end of this video. So let me show you what I accomplished. ZHL offers a series of characters that you can purchase separate. Not sure I would do this again. Some of them fit, some of them don't. And then these two I don't think fit. This I think it looks more like Rapunzel, although it could be one of the females that slap Jack Sparrow. But this particular one, there is no way. This is Cinderella. It's not, there's no way that that is Elizabeth. So I don't think I will use that. I'm not really going to give a tutorial on painting the characters, and I still have mixed emotions whether or not I'm going to use them, but I wanted to give you an idea of something that I did do. The ones that came with the kit came on platforms. For example, this little guy. Well, I've cut the platforms off because I want their feet on the ship. So what I've been able to do is take some of this, like this guy, for example, the sword off, and then I'll have him at the anchor, like he's securing the anchor, pulling the anchor in. I do have a 3D printer now. And I came up with an image of Jack Sparrow and one that looks somewhat like Elizabeth. So this is kind of a fast forward. If I ever get it perfected, I'll do a video on the printer. But for now, it's still just an experimental stage. This one I'm going to paint now. I have him primed, a little bit of black and some of the crevices in gray, and he's going to lay in one of the hammocks. And this is not the shape he was in. I heated him up with a heat gun and kind of bent his arms and legs into position so he can lay in one of the hammocks. I'm going to show just a few of the characters that I have painted and put into place. But when you actually stand back from the ship or look at the ship with the naked eye, they turned out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with them. So I'll show all of them in the final video, but I just wanted to give you a taste of what I've created so far. I've worked with this before. I'm going to copper this. This is off my 3D printer, and it was like a undersea rock formation kind of thing. I'm hoping maybe to somehow mount the ship on top. So I'll be cutting a V in this honeycomb part here. I've already put the adhesive on, and I've got several sheets of copper. So we'll see how this goes. I also have a lot of, these are makeup brushes for facial powder and things. These are real soft bristles, and they do real good at kind of getting it pushed in to where it should be without scratching it. This is the same technique I used on the ship for the angels and the statues when I wanted to age them. So I have this covered in my copper. This is a warming plate, not a hot plate, so it doesn't see. I've got it on the lowest setting. I can touch it, so I don't have to worry about it melting or burning anything. I need to mist it with salt water. I want that aqua patina. So I have now misted it. I will mist it again. Shake this up a little. And again, I'm just, soaking it with salt water. This is still damp from me putting the salt spray. I'm just lightly shaking a few grains of salt on the actual piece. Now I'll dry it with my heat gun. Pure ammonia, and I'm just going to put enough to cover the surface of the bottom of this container. Doesn't take a lot. You don't want to breathe it. And then I have a little plate that will set in there and keep my work above the ammonia, and then I'm just going to place this in here and now seal it. It's been 45 minutes. This is what it looks like when it comes out. This one already has the patina, but it's a little darker than what it'll actually dry out as. So I have the first one that is dried. This is what it looks like after it's been rinsed off and then dried. These are going to work out amazingly well. I am going to airbrush some darkening and shadowing in these. I was able to take my belt sander and get the angles just right. I cut out the center point so the boat, the keel can fit right in that slot. I've tested the fit, it's good. What I've decided to do is fill all these honeycombs in with putty. I've got a piece of oak that I'm going to set this on, and then I can drill up through it and secure these in place. Got this side done, all I've left is this side. As I go along, I take this little dowel rod and push that all the way to the bottom. In hindsight, I should have done all this first before I did the coppering, but it was my first time, so I didn't know. I'll go over and wash this off so it doesn't stay on the outside. I'm not an airbrush specialist. I've have limited experience with it. I've just been using it for shadowing, so that's what I'm going to try and do. This is just standard black, and it's probably watered down a third with, I just used distilled water. Like where that crevice is, I don't know if you'll be able to see, but I just made it darker. Same in here. If you're not familiar with an airbrush, push down for air and then pull back for paint. The more you pull back, the more paint you'll get. What I did there at the end was just give a light misting to give it a little darker coloration. I thought it'd be more appropriate to have some guests come and announce the next build, so I've invited Stark Raven. He's a good close friend of mine, and he's got quite a history behind himself. So he and two of his friends will take it from here. Stark Raven, me name. I heard it was nicknamed from your Stark Raven Mad. We're the only pirates left from the Brethren Court. All the others disappeared after they entered the Raven's Wood. You know, in remembrance of our brethren, we should sing a song.
What are you doing here? Is it you have no fear? Legend says you'll disappear at dawn in Raven's Wood.
Gents, before us we have a plethora of ships we could build, but we can only choose one. The President, maybe, but I'd rather it be El Capitan, so I'll save that one. You know, after the Black Pearl, I realized there's got to be one more ship, not a pirate ship, but a ship that carries us on our path as we move along. Pirates like us, we need to look to the future. So, the next ship we're going to build is the Flying Dutchman. I'll see you in 24 hours for that completed ship build. This is Boiler Dan 1, and as always, thanks for watching.